sorry. I've been very busy and did not do any of the things on my to-do list, but I did do many things that needed to be done. We are here for Inktober. I'm going to do day 18 on my day 20. And here's a little look at all of the different ones I've been making so far. And some from last year I might show you later. Keeping these all to 20 to 30 minutes. Hey Jack, thanks for coming to say hello. Had a day off today, finally, with Rio. So I've been very busy. I'm working on so many things for baby. Nesting, but not by urge, but by necessity. There are many things that were meant to be done a long time ago, so my hospital bag is practically complete. A few little things need to go in it now, but yeah, all looking good. Today the word of the day is drive. So let's drive. I'm gonna do a scene that's in a car. I'm not even gonna keep that a secret. Let's get a little bit of perspective in here. Tricky one. 1 second. Let me get a nice. Let me try and get a clean line in there. I need this to be a few things. I need this to serve many purposes here. How are you doing, Jack? And how's your channel going these days? Do let me know. Right, I've got a lot of black, grey on this one, but I'm going to remove some of everything. I think, oh my gosh, what's she doing backwards and forwards brush strokes? Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It does in some cases. It depends what you're working on, but here I say it doesn't matter. I don't even know if that is straight across, but I do know I need to get some kitchen paper ASAP. Oops, I need to clean up what's going on underneath. There we go. Right, I'm also going to use a bit of kitchen paper to mark out some other things I want to be going on in this. Okay, here, and something here. The rest might be okay for now. Yeah, I think that looks all right. There we go. Look at that. Kitchen paper, dream come true. Right. Let's get this grey off around here. So I've been doing all of these Inktobers by starting off with watercolour and then doing either whatever comes first. Might be pen, might be pencil crayon, might be more paint. But yeah, we're doing mixed media this year. Hello, whoever's just come in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. There's something a little bit bluish over here. There are all kinds of great colourful pieces that have come out this year. I've actually never done a colourful Inktober. This is the first time. And you know what? It's 2:30 in the morning here in Japan. But here I am, because I really thought I was going to do loads of Inktober's all weekend, and I haven't. I've been doing lots of other things. It's taken a lot out of me. And also, tons of horrible acid reflux, which has just been gross. And it's just been listening to what my body needs at the same time. So, there we go. However, I'm very excited to announce that someone called Amy, a little gemstone called Amy, has gone on my Etsy shop. Not only bought last year's Inktober PDF, thank you very much. Go to etsy.com/shop/@Misskendaljames. She's also bought one of the originals from last year, so I'm really excited to get to post those pretty promptly, I suppose. So thank you so much, Amy. If you did that because you've been watching these, thank you very much. Very nice. I'm very excited to send that to the UK. I've got postcards and all kinds of things on my Etsy shop. And just, yeah, huge thank you to anyone who does support me in any way, especially these days as I'm coming to a time when I'm not going to get any standard paychecks ever again in my life, as far as I can tell. My last paycheck from the age of 16 to forever, now 35, will be November, and I'm not feeling that. I'm not on board with it, but nothing I can do about it at the same time. So there we go. Just acknowledge it. And that's because I'm pregnant, just in case anyone else has popped in and not worked out what's going on there. Hi Mary Lou, nice to see you. I'm pretty good, thank you. It's really early in my morning, technically. It's 2:30. I haven't been to sleep yet, but I did have a big old nap earlier. But I needed it because my early night last night was destroyed by tons of acid reflux just 3.5 hours later. It was horrible. Not very nice at all. How are you doing, Mary Lou? Are you good? That has bled. I didn't really want that to bleed, but that's fine. I'm going to leave it 1 second. Just going to, yeah, I just lifted that up to have a look and see if I think it's straight. I do think it's straight. I'm okay with it. Right, I'm going to get some dark green in. Dark green is going to be up here. I think I need that darker. So I'm mixing in a bit of the blue. Over here, the word for day 18 is drive. Welcome if you're new to this. Do check out the playlist, see the other videos I've been making as part of this year's Inktober. I hope my being a bit late to some of them and a bit early to others has inspired you to recognise you don't need to do everything exactly as and when everyone else is doing it. Squeeze it in, whatever you like. Getting to do it is more important than not, I think. Okay, and I'll show you my reference picture after. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. I think some things have dried enough for me to work on them. Turning the image a bit. I don't really want to do that. I want to keep it nice and straight for you guys, but I'm working with straight lines. I haven't really been doing that so far. Watched Shaun of the Dead earlier. I didn't realise it was 20 years old now. There were lots of phrases in it that I'd say are 20 years old. It was good though. It's real good. And it was always nice to show my partner, my Japanese partner, British things, even if they're mad. I love British things, not my partner. I mean, like, he's a bit crazy, but gotta be to live this life. You guys being mighty quiet. Are you just enjoying my pitter patter, the brush strokes and things? think the perspective is working out all right on this. We're at the 10-minute mark so far. It's coming together. Got some ideas along here. Using kitchen paper to pick up some strength of colour there. Add a little bit of texture. And stipple that with green along there. Stipple kind of dry brush effect. Also going to add a rock up here. Making lunch, enjoying what you're drawing. Thank you very much. What are you having for lunch, Mary Lou? What does a Canadian have for lunch? Tell me. I want to know. I don't know what a Canadian has for lunch. You see how the kitchen roll can really help you add some good depth to things. Bright green. Kind of bright green. Gonna do it along here. I guess I might add pencil crayon to highlight some of this greenness in a more interesting way. And make it look a bit more feathery because I'm doing it a bit heavy-handedly right now. Standing on my swollen pregnant lady feet, they look like actual balloons. I'm frequently looking down at my own legs thinking, whose are they? Whose are those? They don't look like mine, that's for sure. Tortillas, eggs, ham, cheese and tomatoes, fresh grown chives, and putting it all together in a pan. Hey, that sounds very good. Right. I need to smooth out this that went a bit kooky earlier. So I've got a really nice paper by Etcher here that allows me to pick up some of the paint quite easily. Some paper qualities won't let you do that, mostly because they're excellent as well, because they're cotton or something. It becomes quite difficult. Almost like a pizza when it's done. That sounds good. Sounds good. Now, all of my Inktober's this year have had a big blank space, so I'm keeping that over there in the background. There's a big blank space. A lot of people are like, why do you do that? My own partner's like, why didn't you finish this? Well, I'm like, you've little creative imagination. It is finished. I'm getting something that looks like waves over here. If you couldn't tell, that is the sea. I don't need waves per se, but... And also it's kind of muddy looking day. It was meant to be a muddy looking day. Not because it's England, it's actually Japan. Okay, and if you can't tell, this is a road. This is up. This is a car. there's not enough paint on that. Oh, we're at the 15-minute mark. I'll pick up the pace a little bit because these are all going to be under 30. But also the most detailed bits are getting done. So that's good. Okay, more of a blackness over here. There's got to be some kind of fence here. Oh, do I do that in paint or do they do that in pen? It's already started, so it's starting in paint at very least. There we go, and I might add a pencil after. Leave that as it is. Are you doing the black border just around the top? Yes, just around the top. Well noted on my previous creations. Been quite creative with the way that black border goes. It's been quite fun actually. I like the consistencies that you get from having something that's a bit like a theme that happens throughout. You know what, I'm going to add the extra on this with pencil crown, because every time I do something I'm doing a bit too much or not enough. There we go. I'm going to use pencil crown to blur out that line. We do have a car here and the road. Gonna go for this car in the distance. Okay. Here. Need it to look a little smooth. And I'll add more colour after. I'll add shadow after. That's going to be a car. Looks like just a blob for now. Will become a car. Looks a bit more like a car already, if you ask me. Okay, 18-minute mark. Gotta pick it up. Gotta pick up the pace. So I'm going to do my black outline just up here. There is one extra thing that should be in there, but 1 second. Let me just paint the one extra bit. There's a couple of signs just here. I was going to say, you don't have to do everything you look at in your reference picture. You absolutely do not. Especially not if you're going to do it badly like I'm currently doing. But you can. It's a bit like two people. It's not meant to look like two people. It's because it's meant to look like two warning signs. Anyway, I'll leave it like that for now and I'll add pen to it in a minute. Right, I'm going to add the black border just like I've done on the other ones. Some of them have only had a half black border. Just using old, literally crusty tipped pens. Not special. Just getting things used, you know? And I'm not using a ruler. I'm just chilling out and seeing what cool shape comes out. There we go. My goal is to get you creating art and not worrying about what it looks like. Just doing it for the sake of doing it. Because it feels good. It feels good. There we go. I'm liking that. Gonna get my pencil crowns on the go. Got posh pencil crowns from a friend, a present a while back. A long while back. Gonna get some depth in this road. I use the edge of the brush. Sorry, not brush. Yeah, I'm using it a bit like a brush, I guess, in a way. The edge of the pencil. colour and a bit of shadow around here. So this lets you fill it in with more detail and more quickly, and lets you take advantage of the texture of the page. So I got a lot of texture on this page because of the type of paper it is. There we go. I'm going to clean up this line in here that got a bit dodgy. Gonna add ink after. It is Inktober after all. Gonna add some detail just in here. I'm really not putting in crazy amounts of effort. I'm trying to be chill. I'm only glancing at my reference picture every so often. Be chill about it. This is Wakayama in Japan, by the way. As promised, gonna get these little grassy bits looking more tufty. I promised tuftiness. This can have texture. Tufts in different shades. Maybe you can't see so well right now, but check me out on Instagram, Misskendaljames. Everything Misskendaljames, and then you can see what this looks like when I post it up there too. Just a random texture in and around. I'm going to use brown to get the darkness of texture over here. A little bit over here to balance out errors, dare I say. Don't really like saying things like errors, not really errors. Right, the water's actually got to look more foamy. Try with a white pencil. I don't think that's going to show up very well. Nope. Try also to do that on the car. But I've got acrylic paint here as well I can fill in the gaps with. Underneath that car there. And I'm also going to add road lines. That's going to make it look a bit more real. We're at the 23-minute mark. Almost time for the pen. Let me see. Is that everything I want to do? Yep. Okay. What I'll do is thick pen in the foreground. You know what? I am actually going to do the front of this car. It's metal, so I'm going to try and do it in one smooth stroke. Metal, plastic interior. Also old dodgy pen. Not so special. Skinny little pen for the rest of it. Again, not a special one. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now these can be outlined. Let's imagine they had some kind of kanji on them. Going down the middle, and it's a triangle bit at the top. Yep. I can just put hints of, like, just drag the black pen around a little bit to get hints of shadows just under the waves and stuff. And hints of bits of rocks out there. But not too much effort, not too much detail. I'm going to put my signature here. KJ24. Just try and help this fence stand out a little bit. It doesn't actually have this white in my reference picture, but that makes me feel like it stands out more. Here we go. Be cool to see if any of you have followed along with my with my paintings. You could like go back and have a go yourself, creating exactly the same one, or just see what happens as you go, copying what I do as you go. Right, practically done. Just going to add some white, I think. I've got 2 pots of water with me. I always have 2, then I've got a clean one ready. I'm going to use this acrylic white. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I want to make the road look like a road, basically. It's going to be quite tricky. So I have to do it very daintily. That's not what I've been doing so far, is it? And also, it could mess up the perspective quite a lot. And the accuracy could go all the way down. That's fine. Just having fun. So concentration time now. So you can experience some silence. The sound of silence. Probably stressing some people out, but I don't just use a more appropriate brush. I think I'm using my watercolour brush for acrylic. That can work just fine, but obviously I need a more sturdy line. In fact, I'm using watercolour paper, which has got this texture, which is not what you'd usually use for acrylic paint. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just play, just have fun. This is the bit that does stand out more. These kind of chevron shapes. Also, all of these things I've made for Inktober this year, they've all got a feeling of a little bit of fast-pacedness about them, and I like them for it. Now, I did a nice thick one in the foreground, and they've got to be a little bit more skinny as they go closer towards the car. While using a not very appropriate brush. Do I need to say it again? That's going to be fine. And then over here we've got the same. And then I'll just highlight the waves a little bit. 29 minutes. Hot damn. That means I'm going to be 1 minute over. Come in last night. Not as promised at all. Near as darn it. Aye. That really isn't the right texture. Will you forgive me for being over? It's my first one over. Day 18, I finally got one over, which usually is a good meaning, I think, but not a good meaning right now. Sorry, a bit allergy ridden. There we go. It looks cool though. It looks cool. Okay. Oh, that's the 30-minute mark. That wasn't even over. I'm sneaking in here. Just got paint on my pencil there. I'm sneaking in there to clean up those lines. There's no rules. There are no rules. Your art. You do what you like. There we go. I like it. Do you like it? There we go. That is day number, what do they call it? 18. Day number 18. Drive. I think it's dry enough. Day number 18. Drive. Okay, it was not dry enough. Of course it wasn't dry enough. Here we go. I did it. 31 minutes there. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a nice time. Please do check me out on linktr.ee/Misskendaljames if you want to see the other things that I create, or if you'd like to support me. Here you are. Here's the reference picture. I think it looks like it, especially for a short time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks, Mary Lou. Thanks, Jack.